After a busy summer of incomings and links the incomings, Rangers are all about the outcomings today as they've put a big £5 million price tag on. Drum roll, please. No, there's no drum roll really needed for this diddy, man. But Tom Lawrence, who is actually valuing this guy at £5 million? I need to know, right? Now, I know there's been a few transfer fees wrong out the past couple of days, and people are like, well, if Celtic can get £4 million for O, we can get £5 million for Lawrence. I'm sorry. No. O's actually young. He's alright. He's not the worst striker I've ever seen. Tom Lawrence is one of the worst midfielders that Rangers have had in recent memory. I mean, that may sound like an over-exaggeration. I thought signing this guy. Oh, aye. First couple of games, he was alright. Then he got that injury. You know, he scored that free kick against PSV, that absolute belt of a free kick. It definitely didn't take a shitey deflection and then trickle into the back of the net and the goalie just let it in for some reason. No, it was a great goal. But in all seriousness, I mean, Tom Lawrence has flopped, man. Yeah, he can act the big man scoring against 10-man Kelly, but what about when he was playing against Celtic? His arse dropped on numerous occasions. The guy's simply not good enough for Rangers. Another one of these players from the Championship that thinks he's going to come up here, have a walk around, alright, and it's not going to happen, alright, it's not going to, well, I say it's not going to, it hasn't happened. The guy's turned into an absolute fucking jabroni, right here, right now. He really, really has, and it's turned into such a flop move, but he thought he would just come up here, being from the Championship, oh, I'll go up to Scotland, it'll be piss easy. Turns out it's not, and he's flopped pretty much every game that he's played for us. Now, I'm going to look a bit at his stats, we're going to look at his actual value according to Transfer Market. Now, he is 30 years of age, so, you know, not exactly the oldest player, not exactly the youngest either. Now, the guy can't play off the left. It says his transfer market value is 2.5 million. His highest ever was at Derby County 4 years ago, where he was valued at a whopping 6 million. When he first joined us, though, he was valued at 5 million. Now, for some reason, it's saying he was valued at 5 million. Well, I mean, he did leave on a free, didn't he? But it's one of those signings that had so much hope and promise, and it just did not work. Did not work. No, well, I mean, I said I don't understand. I kind of do, because it's just a Championship mentality. They don't know what it's like playing for a big club, and they don't know the expectations that should be had of them, and then it's just not exactly ever worked out. Now, obviously, the guy has pretty much been back and forth at a lot of clubs. He then managed to get a club in Derby, where he stayed for about 5 years. And then, of course, he ended up coming to us on that free transfer. And now, 5 million, I just don't see that. I just don't see that happening. I really don't. To go through the guy's stats, he's played 32 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. That's just not good enough, right? It's not the worst ever stats that you'll ever hear, right? I guess he could have none. But he's got 6 goal contributions in 32 games, and considering, you know, he's playing for Rangers, that's not good enough. He's got 1 goal out of 20 in the league. Well, to be fair, if you factor in the split, that's 23 games all in. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in that, and it takes him over 1,000 minutes just to get a goal or an assist. That's pretty fucking mental if you actually think of it like that. So for me, if we get 5 million for him, we've got to accept it. You know, the guy will be on big wages. I just don't see a club paying 5 million. I don't. I think it's one of those signings where it would be like a newly promoted side that might sign him. I think they're getting him on the cheap, even though 5 million is definitely not on the cheap for a guy that, I mean, I'm not particularly rating here, because I don't know. I mean, if you guys, John Lundstrom took away a lot of criticism of this guy when he nearly snapped Alistair Johnson out of Glasgow, but Tom Lawrence was just as fucking pish in that game. And in the free game as well, he was absolutely diabolical. Just a guy that, another Welsh midfielder that's no really lived up to the hype. Definitely not. At least this guy hasn't cost us a European final. There is that. But what is it with us in Welshmen recently? Declan John, Ramsey, Tom Lawrence, Matondo. It's fuck it. It's not exactly happening, man. You know. But anyway, 5 million, bite your hand off. Absolutely. Good night.